get everyone's names.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Who are you with? Excuse me, sir. Who are you with?
What police station are you with?
Excuse me, sir. Who are you with?
Why is that?
I'd just like to know.
For the past 2 years, students at Michigan State University have, through a series of petitions and demonstrations, urged the university to join the United Farm Workers Table Grape boycott. It is to our disappointment that administrators have failed to act on a basic human rights issue. In the past few months, through a series of bold initiatives such as the Freedom of Information Act request, we have obtained several pieces of documentation concerning the grape boycott and the university's effort to conceal that information. We have discovered that according to a March 8, 1994 study by Dr. Kenneth Rosenmen, called for by President Peter McPherson, the following conclusions were made. 1. California grape production workers have increased rates of pesticides related to acute illnesses, particularly dermatitis due to the inflammation of the skin, as compared to other farm workers. 2. 30 to 40% of pesticides.
Could I have your attention, please? My name is Bruce Benson. I'm the police chief and director of public safety here at Michigan State University. I want to talk to you just informally first for just a couple minutes in terms of being here and what kinds of things you can expect. First of all, I know that you're all here because of several issues, especially one issue that you believe in very strongly. And I respect that. I think that in terms of methods, our interest hinges on the difference between dissent and disruption. Probably heard those phrases before. It started a couple presidents ago, and that is the dividing line, I guess, at this point at this university. I would encourage you to stay with dissent and to enjoy dissent as college students here, but to be careful about crossing the line into things that disrupt other people's abilities to enjoy the campus and so on. That is at the point where our police department will get involved with any student group or other student groups. In terms of this afternoon, the building here is closed at 5:30 p.m., so it is now officially closed today. In terms of dissent versus disruption is staying in the building after that closing time. And the way we would go about this is this. In a couple of minutes, I will make a notice to you, official in terms of some legal notice and so on, that the building is closed. And both ask and give an order and an authority for you to leave the building. And I'm trying to be honest with you and be respectful to you. 5 minutes later, I would do the same thing. And 5 minutes later, I would do the same thing. During that time period, someone from Student Affairs and Services will also let you know what kind of sanctions, I guess, it could be in terms of student regulations. When it comes to the time of the third notice that I give you, at that point I'll tell you very clearly that this is the last notice, and that you're still, if you haven't left the building at that point, that people would be arrested, and we will do it. I want you to know that our officers are involved here, our own MSU police officers. They're good people, they're nice people, and they haven't pushed anybody around in any event. There's East Lansing officers that are outside in terms of backup for our officers and transporting people and so on. But you would be dealing directly with our MSU police officers. Our intention is definitely, above all else, that nobody gets hurt in any way. My preference would be that none of you get arrested, but that you're able to make your point and stay with your convictions and so on without actually having to have our officers arrested. We do not want to arrest any of our students for anything like this. That's not my intention, and we'll avoid or do everything we can to avoid that. Let me give you the legalese part of it in terms of the notice. I have a 5:31 p.m. at this point. As I said, the building is closed. My name is Bruce Benson, again, and I am police chief here at MSU. This assembly is unlawful in terms of state law and in terms of MSU ordinance. In the name of the people of the state of Michigan, you are commanded and ordered to leave the building. You are in violation of at least two different state laws, one being MCL 752.581, dealing with willfully remaining on the premises of the university when it's no longer open to the public. The second being MCL 752.582, dealing with disruption of university business. You're also in violation of the Michigan State University Ordinance 16.01, which deals with obstructing the normal operations of the university. You may leave the building freely at this time. Only those persons remaining will be arrested.
We'll take him for obstructing a police
If you
officer.
choose to remain in the building, ultimately you would be arrested. You will be arrested. If there are any persons present who are under doctor's care or who are recovering from illness or injury, you are requested to advise myself or one of the other police officials here so that you
The only issue would be that it's a one-year misdemeanor.
said we want to
I
avoid
don't know
all
if that's what he was
kinds of
thinking.
injury at any cost.
Advised of that.
So it's illegal to
Also,
peaceful
in terms of, I
demonstrations.
don't know if we still have any small children, but if they're so, you could make them for small children.
They're gone.
Anybody have any questions for me? Yes.
I want you to understand that.
So you think
we police officer, anything you do to obstruct me is a violation. It is not your misdemeanor. You understand? You are to be recorded. You understand? It is being recorded.
You understand
The
you're
operations of the university by either requiring the building to
I
be
want you to understand that I'm a university police officer. Anything you do to obstruct me is a crime under Michigan law. I want you to
The
understand.
building closes at 5:30. You have to be on at 5:30. Let me mention too, this has gone through a couple steps in the past. We had a student sit in.
Can we have
here,
your page number?
Since I've been in this job several
you just
years
got it.
ago, it lasted for several days.
I have it.
One of the issues there was all over was a legal issue.
Do you have any
With our
idea?
local prosecutor. They basically told us.
I can't see the badge
"You
number,
can't do
officer."
that."
No.
605.
Never
I have to
expect
take.
the prosecuting attorney to enforce the law. So his advice at that point was, the building is closed, we have to go through the procedures to close the building. Secondly, a similar situation came up a couple of years ago during the very brief Iraqi war at Bessie Hall. The same procedures were followed. Came down to the end of it. We finally had one person arrested who refused to leave here. I'd like to introduce to you Marie Hansen, if you don't know her already, from Student Affairs and Services. She has a couple comments.
Well, I'm here to tell you that if you are an MSU student, university disciplinary action may be taken against you in addition to your being arrested. The regulation that you would be in violation of is MSU Regulation 407, which states that no student shall, without proper authorization, enter or remain in any university building or designated area which is officially closed according to hours posted, or which is restricted for designated purposes or to designated individuals. Any questions about that?
How many university students you figure they're paying tuition for, say, 12 hours, multiplied by what, $1 a credit hour or something like that, would take to be authorized? And we're paying a lot of money for this building.
10,000 a year.
We're paying a lot of money to have our president lie to us. We're having a lot of money to have be kicked out of the building we essentially pay for people we pay for, including your salary. Don't you think that a group of students gathered would constitute some sort of...
I think if you want to continue meeting, there would be a space available, and I would be happy to open up a room in the student services building if it's open till midnight. In fact, I would be happy to stay with you for a reasonable period of time if that was kind of a registered activity. So if that's what that was about, we can find a space for you. This is not the appropriate space at this point in time.
In case anybody didn't know, that guy's a cop, and he's threatening us with arrest if we block his video camera. But I don't think he can arrest anybody unless he warns them of this first. So we can't really block his camera without being threatened with arrest. So if other people want to do it, they can have to tell you the little spiel and stuff. You might want to go ahead and do that.
The thing is, there's a video on file, you know, and there's been other activists picked up and others.
By last week.
What right do we have not to be videotaped, not to have our faces on videotape?
The reason that they're videotaping is to use later in case
Right, I know.
in case of prosecution, and that's why they're videotaping.
Well, isn't it about the good faith that they're dealing with it?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a lot.
They consider it's got good faith and then they tape us.
But I guess that's a question that I'm posing. What right do I have not to be videotaped?
You have a right to a copy of that videotape, and you can receive that under the Freedom of Information Act. And you have a right to write for that, and I urge all of you to do that, right before that. And to also write and see if there are any papers that are being written about what's happening here right now. Because you do have a right to those. Anything that your face and your name goes on, you have a right to know about. And that can be supplied to you under the Freedom of Information Act. And I mean, I would be granted for a copy of the videotape. So.
I have a question. Will we be dealt in such a kind and peaceful way that the MSU police dealt with protesters during the Klan rally? And so I was wondering if that's the same thing you're expecting. Because then in that case, I'll be right away.
I told you what you can expect from our.
Well, I assume that's how you saw the Klan rally, so I just want to define the terms that you used. You're saying peaceful, but you know, you said that the protesters were rioting when it was actually the cops rioting, and you said the cops kept it under control when they actually exasperated the problem.
Okay, I haven't said anything about the Klan rally.
Well, I'm just wondering how you want to define this. Does peacefully mean that you're not going to crack anyone's head?
As I said before, absolutely.
Okay.
I think one thing to keep in mind is that, you know, no matter what you guys decide to do, if you come here today on behalf of the United Farm Workers, on behalf of Sister Chavez, that Mr. Chavez strictly believed in nonviolence, and that you know, as a participant in one of his rallies, because it's really what it is, that you would also respect that wish of nonviolence. And I mean, if police get violent, that's one thing. I mean, that's on them, you know. But I mean, I think as human beings that we owe it to ourselves not to participate, you know, in that type of institutional violence. Mm-hmm. So I mean, but to remember that, you know, we're here for a peaceful reason.
Yeah, I understand.
I know.
Okay, I have 5:49, and I'd like to give the second notice and the second warning. Again, I've introduced myself already, Bruce Benson, and Bruce Chief. You are in violation of state law and of MSU ordinance. You are commanded to leave the building. If you may leave the building freely at this time. Again, only those people who remain will be arrested. If you choose to remain in the building, you will be arrested. If any of you are under a doctor's care or have any medical problems, please let me know or let one of the other officers know. And I mentioned before the state laws and the MSU ordinances.
So, will you begin arresting immediately after you read the second one? I mean, the third one?
Yes.
Okay, so if we wait here until you
We
begin.
started to read that one and we all stopped.
Fine.
All right.
So what is bail anyways? I mean, it's like just an ass. We're on the topic of it.
Well, I what's available.
Disturbing the peace would be probably the charge.
The possible penalty for we're trying to investigate.
Yeah, of course.
And the possible penalties would be 93 days in jail, maximum, and a fine.
But what, I mean, bail, I'm bail. I'm just asking, I mean, I'm just asking,
You
that's all.
probably really wouldn't have to post bail. I mean, you probably would be released on your own recovery.
Just a thought, I mean, I'm just asking, that's all.
Here's the process. You would be taken to our police station, processed there.
Oh, but
You would get an appearance ticket, and you'd be released.
but you can get, oh, okay. I got it.
Because he told him that he's just gonna give him
Did you get out?
No, you make a plan like
And the dance is get out. Well, one thing we should be proud of is that we made a stand, right?
It ain't over.
No, you think they know.
I won't be here another 4 years. It ain't even close to being over, all right? As long as you're abreast of my people, this shit ain't even close to being over.
Is he even in here?
Yes.
I show a time of 5:55 now.
Let's go.
This is the third and final notice. Thank you very much. See you later, man. Third announcement's been made. Sure, I don't know. We'll advise shortly. I'll tell you when we can hear.
How you doing?
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.